got upset with my. Make my funky P-funk. Don't want my funk stepped on. Make mine, baby. Make my funky P-funk. I want my funk uncut. I want to party on the P-funk. Don't want my funk stepped on. Make mine, baby. Hello, YouTube. I know I've been missing for a few days, but y'all got to bear with me. I'm recovering. Look at my scar. Where's it at? My whole damn head has been cut open. This surgery, I'm still recovering. So right now it's good days and bad days, and this is a good day. So I want to talk about this interview I saw today with hi Mocha Drop. I saw this interview with Carlos King and Funky Dineva. And I think as YouTubers, there are things that we can learn from these people who have gone to the next level, at least on YouTube, right? We know that Carlos King has been a successful producer of reality TV. Those two seem to bond because they were essentially in the same business. Carlos King was making reality TV, and this is what jump-started Funky Dineva's career, correct? Now, a lot of hi, Tracy and Torre. Justin Never Says Die. You change your name again, Goonies? My 2 Cents, Lincoln Berries, Tequila, the Sparkle Covington. Hey, everybody. Mocha Drop, you were first. Yeah, so I thought this interview was interesting. Some things came out. It's basically a standard type of interview, although they both know each other. And they discussed the origins of Funky Dineva, how he got into the business, how he was able to elevate, why he left the show giving him $250,000 a year, and so forth. They try to cover a little bit of everything. Something stood out for me, though. The big difference between the beef sector and these other sectors who do so much better. I think Carlos King has he got like 250,000 subscribers. I think he's something like 250 for his channel. That's not his primary thing. He started doing this after. But Funky Dineva, I believe, is in the 400, 500,000 people. And you don't know, we don't know what kind of numbers they have on other platforms and so forth. But I remember when My Hair Is Laid Like first showed up on Facebook, right? So I've been around for a lot of the coming of these two people. Anyway, so they're friends. People, they use the word friend loosely, but they do seem to know each other. They both gave each other props for their part in the phenomenon of these reality TV shows, right? I thought it was kind of cool. But the main thing I got from it is that I've heard this from several YouTubers who are getting hundreds and thousands of subscribers and viewers and all that. The primary thing they seem to all have in common is they don't watch YouTubers. They don't watch them. And that's why I think that many of us, myself included, maybe one of the primaries, get stuck in the beef sector. It's because we do watch each other. And whatever you watch, that becomes the content. Correct? Interesting. I think I heard some other guy. What was his name? Make It Make Sense. He's Andy. He never watches other YouTubers because it's almost irresistible. Right before I came on here, I see Deanna had a video, which I think is still running right now. I said, oh, if I go over there, I know good damn well I'm going to be sucked back in, right? Because there are certain people, since we followed them for so long, we cannot resist reporting on them. And that becomes our content. Correct. Soon as she said something about this, Jay Wilson getting a letter, that's why he chickened out of somebody threatened him, girl. It's only interesting because we've been following these people. Someone sent him an email and scared him off of that trip. That's why he canceled it, because he was scared somebody was going to throw a drink in his face. But we'll get back to that. I may have to go back to the video, watch the whole video or give my commentary on it. But the thing what I'm saying is this. That's why these guys don't get sucked into this back and forth with other YouTubers, because they don't watch them. They have no idea what they say. And it does make sense. I think this guy make it make sense with saying that if he watches other people, he can't help but to take something from their show, their commentary and so forth. Which I don't know that I completely buy that you're going to take stuff from there. I mean, a lot of writers say that as well. You know, that's my primary thing, is really identify myself as a writer. A lot of writers would tell you that if I'm writing a murder mystery or something like that, or a thriller, I will not read other people's books in that genre. If I read anything at all, it'll be in a totally different genre. Why? Because I don't want to repeat other people's stuff. I don't want to steal from them. So Funky Dineva was saying he never watches anybody, and he never comments on other YouTubers. You know, whether they think that's giving them clout and all that kind of stuff, I don't know that it makes any difference. We have fun over here on Beef Sector. It's sort of a unique, but we're limited as to for how much you can grow in just simply doing Beef Sector. Beef Sector is very addictive. Ain't that right, Tracy? Let me see, check in with y'all and see what's going on. And my voice might go out at any minute, so bear with me, people. Did y'all see that? So if you haven't seen it, it's Carlos King, the reality TV producer, interviewing his friend or his associate, a person he's known for a long time, Funky Dineva. They go through the TGIF thing again. We get a little bit more information about that and what happened there. Apparently, the dispute was basically, I mean, we've been over this, but they were getting $1,000 per episode, $250,000 per year. When they expanded to go, instead of 2 days a week, they went to 5 days a week. They said, well, we can't pay you $1,250 per episode. We'll cut you down to 1,000 episode, and you just do more. You just work 5 times. So he simply said that, well, listen, if my show is so successful, and if you're making money on the show, right, and you have canceled other shows because we're doing so well, why would you cut my salary then? Right? I got to work 3 times as hard for the same amount of money. That's basically what happened. He also said that he was refused health care. Apparently, he's paying $300 a month health care, which is a reasonable request, but they refused to put him on the health care even. Right. So if you guys find that stuff very interesting, you go over here and check it out. But I do think we can learn from these people who we've seen come up and be successful on here, for those who have that kind of ambition. I think somebody tagged my Goonie. Somebody tagged your Goonie account. Oh no. So I'm back as Justin. Oh Lord. You didn't have so many names, Justin? Goonies. Mm-hmm. Hi, Egyptian Goddess 111 moderator. How you doing? They are lying. They mention all the time the YouTubers they watch to get some of that information for their videos. I don't know if I agree with that, Justin. I don't see, well, you never see Funky Dineva talking about other YouTubers, unless it's somebody like, he had a couple of classic beefs. He had beefs. He had a beef with Michelle the Alien. That went on for a while. Primarily, it was him responding to her videos. And he also had a beef with Kaya at one point. That was interesting. But he covers mostly show business people. And primarily, almost exclusively in the beginning, it was all about reality TV. So reality TV came up at the same time he did. Carlos King said, we couldn't have did it without you. So he appreciated the coverage that they were getting from social media was greatly increasing their numbers on television. And that is true. There was a time when I did, I think I did like 3 shows I covered Empire, Queen Sugar, and a couple other kind of shows. My numbers never did catch on there. I just found myself in the beef sector. I find it more entertaining and more fun, right? Plus, you can focus in on just a few people, and after a while, you know these people so well that you can come on here and read them for days. So anyway, if you want to break out of the beef sector, then it might come down to you simply have to stop watching. I'm not saying you should do that, right? This has never been like some career choice of mine. It's been something that I can sit down and have some fun with for an hour a day. What do you think, Treese? Yeah, okay. And if they do swing at somebody, they're going to be swinging up, not down. Correct? If I got in a beef with Funky Dineva right now, then only one's going to benefit from it is going to be me, right? Because I got 20,000 subscribers, and he's got something like damn near 500,000 subscribers, correct? So he has nothing to benefit by beefing with me or people on this level. Certainly not any beef sector people. Mm-hmm. Funky better. But you never know what could happen, honey. The beef sector could take off, and that's what they try to do with the show. Correct? You don't know what's going to happen. You just have to be dedicated to your work. Funky is weirdo. Oh, he's weird. No, that's Donald Trump and his running mate. They're weird. The politics is mess. So in the politics, for a sidebar, Kamala has selected her running mate, Tim. What's his last name? I forget his last name. So they're saying that he became the vice president, nominated for vice president to run with her, basically because he called Trump and Vance weird. And news can make that whatever you want to, but all you had to do was say them suckers were weird. Well, we know they're weird, honey. Funky Dineva is really a hard pill to swallow. She's pretty ratchet, and Carlos King is too loud. He tries too hard. Well, I never really got Funky Dineva. I mean, when he's going off on somebody like Monique, he's had some classics. But in his daily show, I'm just not attracted to that. It doesn't matter. The point is, 500,000 people a day are attracted to his commentary, right? So they find their niche. Carlos confronted him about his hatred of Black women, which is not true. I mean, ladies, y'all don't give yourself enough credit because basically social media, at least over here, it is Black women. The whole audience is Black women. So if you're hanging around with women, you're talking like women and so forth, yes, he said some things that have been offensive. So he tried to clean that up as best he could. But, gay men, our language is not much different than women's language, right? I've said it before. When I got to Hollywood, one of the first things I found was the strangest thing I had ever heard of. I asked this guy who I met, became my first friend there. I said, why did these guys always call each other bitch, a girl, Miss Thing? That was the language, and it's not much different than the women use. So don't get offended. We use the same language as you use, correct? Anyway, they've both been successful at what they do. Mm-hmm. We're not going to get everybody. Everybody doesn't make me laugh. Some people do, some people don't. Some people might only have a few subscribers, but if I get their humor, I get it. That's why I fell in love with my lover. He made me laugh. I made him laugh. We clicked, You do that with people on YouTube, right? So they went into this thing with that show. Funky Dineva said, well, maybe I would have took a day, I would have took a season off and came back, but they blew it. They both seem to want to be going back and forth between applauding Armand Wiggins and criticizing Armand Wiggins, right? Funky Dineva seems to think that he could be the next big thing. I'm sure at one point he'll get his run at some point. He already does okay for himself, but Dineva thinks he's immature. I don't got my light on. Y'all see my gorgeous face. There you go. Anyway, so he blames him for being a pawn in that situation with that roast deal. And I believe that's true. The point has been made several times that there's no way he would be saying the things that he said in his roast if someone wasn't spoon feeding him those things, right? Claudia and Al were already having problems behind the scenes. And Claudia, he didn't say Claudia's name specifically, but it was Claudia who fed him the information about him talking behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff. So they shot themselves in the foot, right? So Dineva, he does have a little bit of ego, but his point was, listen, when I came to the show, I brought all these people who watched me with me. In other words, if I got 400, 500,000 people as subscribers, they all came to TGIF. When I left TGIF, those people came back with me. So I had a lot of power over there. Certainly enough power to get an extra $250 an episode. $1,250 a day. That's a lot of money for an hour, Dineva. But the point was made, why should I work 3 times as hard for the same amount of money? You got too used to that money. They were, in my opinion, they were already overpaying you guys, so there was no room to increase. Although Fox Corporation is a major conglomerate, they can give them a few extra dollars. I guess they didn't want to buckle because then they have to pay the other ones the same thing. All 3 of them have said, eventually it was said that they all got paid the same thing, right? So they all went from $1,250 to $1,000. So they're getting a little bit more a week. Let me see what y'all say. He tries too hard. Carlos King is too loud. He's loud, Queen. I never heard of him until recently, until I think it was the last interview they did, where I actually became aware of. Of course, I've heard his name, but I don't watch reality TV. So if you're watching reality TV, and everybody was excited about it in the beginning, particularly Real Housewives of Atlanta, Georgia. Well, when everybody was watching that, there was a lot of buzz. That's why they were talking about it, because they were watching every episode. They became fans of the show, and then they made it the commentary. They never made it each other. That's the thing. That's the unique thing about the beef sector. All we really watch is each other. At least for our shows. You think Funky gonna be the next Arsenio? He's gay enough. He says his ambition is to have a syndicated daily show. Syndicated on television? I guess. I don't know if the social media is trailing behind television anymore, though. I mean, me, myself, I canceled my Comcast. I don't even miss it because I wasn't watching television. Right? I was watching mostly, it was all on either YouTube or one of these streaming services. Right? So his goal is he wants to have his own syndicated show. If that's his dream and his goal, then he probably should just go ahead and finance it himself. Right? I mean, basically, it's going to be a one person talking. So essentially, that's what he's doing now. Just go late night and hire some production. Or pitch it to someone like Fox Soul. So I don't think he should be talking shit about Fox Soul, because maybe he could use them again in the future if they know he's a commodity. But if you're dragging them, then that ain't gonna happen. And many times, I imagine some of these other agencies or other production companies will see how you acted on your last job. That's why they call your last job, right? For references, they can see it. It's all live. It's all online. So we'll see that. He's still a young man. Let's see. Good evening, Uncle Tim. How you doing? I say, where is your bandage, Uncle Tim? Oh, I want to see the horrible scar. Look at that. The horrible scar, honey. Yeah, they say after the first 7 days, I waited 10 days. You have to take the bandage off to let the air breathe for healing purposes. Fortunately for me, since I'm an old bitch, I can see the lines in my neck. I'm hoping that when this thing calms down some, that it will just blend into the lines in my neck. See that? It's a benefit of being an old broad. Mm-hmm. Goonies, you always know, you notice everything. You trying to pull one over on us? Yeah, send me a cash app, Goonies, for getting my goddamn head almost cut off. Goonies. What would I get for that? $15? Come on, man. But my back is killing me. It wasn't even, the back wasn't even the damn problem. Upper back, I think it's because of the strange ways I have to sleep now. But I'm at the end of my oxycodone, and the challenge there is we know people get hooked on opiates. Now, I don't feel anything from it. I take one pill at a time every 4 hours. But this pain comes back in the morning. My neck is killing me because I haven't had the oxycodone for 8 hours, right? So I petitioned them to extend that or something else. But it's pain. But it's not in the incision at all. It's all in my back now. It's weird. I'll keep you posted, Goonies. Just destroyed the whole punchline. Mm-hmm. What was the punchline? Are you trying to pull one over on us? ASAP? Right. So it's your neck. Y'all, it's my neck, my back, relaxing my coochie and my crack. Hey. No, she don't like people using her stuff. She gonna say I'm trying to copy her music. I love that record though. I like the other one even better. Next caller. Bitch. You ain't talking about nothing, bitch. Y'all out there wasting your time. What's on your mind? The next caller. We got a hater on the line. Let me talk about her one more time. Next caller. Bless that heart. Let me see. I don't know anybody that watches TV. I don't know, Torre. I'm surprised they even in business. I'm sure that these guys who are getting these big numbers, they're getting 1 million views and so forth, are outpacing CNN even. Now, they're having their time now because of politics, but you can get politics here on YouTube as well, and you get to pick and choose what you want to watch. This stuff, it messes up your concentration, where I can't sit and watch things for an hour now. I'm so used to getting all the information I need in 10-minute spurts, 5-minute spurts, whatever. So television may eventually become a thing of the past, because all the shows are covered with all these streaming services, right? Hulu, Zulu, Gulu, all this different stuff, honey. And they're only $5 and $6 a month. Mm-hmm. But I don't miss I give you some advice. If you can get rid of your cable, honey, that saves me $100 a month. I was paying $250, $235 a month for years. The last few, at least since I've been in this apartment. No, long before that. At least 15 years. Paying all that money and not even watching the damn show. All I watched on there was HGTV. I like that, but that's on here too. And the news, and that was it. So I cut it out. My bill now is less than $100 a month for this whole last year. Tylenol will help for the in-between pain management. Yeah, what's your name? Roni? Yeah, I take Tylenol too, but Tylenol, I can only take it once every 8 hours. So I take it in the morning in combination with the oxycodone. It feels like they're not doing anything, but when it wears off, you can definitely feel it, see where you're at. But now lately, it hurts a little less when you're holding straight up like this. So I wear this neck brace even to take the dog out. Mm-hmm. Is that Natasha Balon? How you doing, Natasha? What's going on? Where you been? You been hiding out with a man? Mm-hmm. I don't know why you would watch TV. Why would you watch TV and watch all the commercials and shit? The next thing is Tubi, which is free, but you're subjected to all them damn commercials again. I just use Tubi. I use Netflix. Netflix, they slow down so much with their production though, that I feel like I've seen everything on there. And I have a problem with the dub voices. I mean, they're international. That's why they can make their money. But many of the shows on there are people with dub voices, the mouth not moving with the words. That's just frustrating for me. You think you're only, I have to remember to take Tylenol. Well, actually, every 8 hours. I could take it twice a day, actually. You get your internet access from your phone company. Nobody is cutting the cord, really. Nobody's cutting the cord? What do you mean? Unless you get your internet access from your phone company. Well, I stick with Comcast. I think Comcast in this area has the best internet. So basically, all I'm paying for Comcast is the internet, and I need it in order to do this. I got to have fast internet. So I do pay for a speedy up internet, but it still comes to less than $100 a month. And all the favorite shows, they come to Tubi. You want to watch commercials? I mean, same thing as watching it on television, right? What am I watching now? They got the new Anne Rice. That's my next on my list. The Anne Rice interview with the vampire with black people. They're showing season 2 now. And they've been approved for season 3. So maybe I'll get back into that next. I like to keep one of those binge things going though. I really do like to be able to watch them one episode after the other, as opposed to waiting a week to see what happens next, and being strung along. Mm-hmm. What about 600 milligrams? No, I can't take Motrin. Tori, I have so many other drugs that I'm taking that I have to be mindful of everything I take. High blood pressure, diabetes, HIV. All those drugs have to work together. They can't interfere with each other. And Motrin is not good for people taking HIV medication. Even though it's one pill a day, it's still a pretty potent drug. So the only one I can take, I can't even take aspirin. I can take, because I take something for blood clots, which is a blood thinner. So you can't take aspirin because you're already taking a blood thinner. Fucking bleed to death. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I just listen to my doctors. Call the doctor. Mm-hmm. His name is Dr. Feelgood. And good God Almighty. Hey. That man is Dr. Feelgood. Mm-hmm. I'm just talking about Carlos and Funky. Yeah, you go over there and check them out. There's some decent information there. It's interesting to watch. I mean, Funky Dineva. So he's suggesting on this show then that people are saying he's crazy for giving up $250,000 a year just to come online for an hour, which is something he does anyway, right? But according to him, since he felt like he owned that show, maybe he should probably let that go. If you are part of a team, you're part of the team. We don't go pick. That happens to people all the time, right? They start overvaluing themselves. But he says that he's making twice that much. So Funky Dineva, doing exactly what I'm doing right now, is getting $500,000 a year. If that's what he's getting, that's what he's earned. He's built that kind of audience, and he's been able to maintain and hold that audience, right? Because I don't think he even covers reality TV anymore, which was his initial audience. So I haven't went over there and looked at a lot of that. I do like the beef sector. I like to, because I know the characters, right? But in that way, I don't watch a lot of other YouTubers. They're just doing gossip and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So Natasha, now what's this tea? I should have listened to Deanna. I don't want to play her stuff. But apparently, what's the lady name that used to terrorize James Caldwell? What's her name? She sent Jay Wilson on last week an email suggesting that it was a setup and that Sean Bradley. And I got all this from just watching the thing for 2 minutes. That's what I mean about being addictive. So I may come back later and talk about that some more. But this girl, what is her name? Yeah, somebody tell me her name. No, not 5'8". It's that woman that lives in the same city as Skillet. Okay, Skillet. Rose Bennett, I think her name is. She said, this is the new gossip, that she sent an email. Now, Dana was reading the email, so it does exist, suggesting that she wrote Jay Wilson a email saying that it was a setup and that Sean Bradley was going to show up in town like he did before. Only this time it was going to be a more physical situation. Drinks were going to be thrown in the face, whatever. And so apparently she's fucking with him. But since Jay Wilson is such a coward, he went and backed out of the show. So I don't know if it's that reason, or I think he just ain't got no money. He can't afford to be going on no trips. He needs to be working on that goddamn rent, right? And since nobody gave him any money, he still won't tell us the actual number of people who paid to go to that shit, even though they talked about it for a solid 2 months. 2 or 3 people signed up for it. So he gave them back 2 or 3 people. That ain't that big a deal, Jay Wilson. So either one of the two. Either it was a note of him being broke, no participation, plus he would have to be humiliated by showing up in Las Vegas by himself with just him and Vivian and maybe 1 or 2 stragglers. It would be embarrassing and he would be humiliated. You notice that when he was all the time, his boat he keep bragging about, the boat that he talked about for 9 solid months, and he begged for money for 9 solid months. When he got on the boat, he wouldn't show nobody who's on the boat. Now, why is he protecting their anonymity? Because they went on vacation, child. Everybody else on the boat is seen. Because there were hardly anybody there, child. Or more likely, it's the combination of that, all things. Because before he canceled the trip, he came on here trying to set it up about, if it wasn't for Vivian's birthday, I wouldn't go. If it wasn't for Vivian's birthday, I wouldn't go. I don't even want to go. This is just days before he cancels it, right? And then, lo and behold, what's the next thing? He said he only going for Vivian's birthday, right? Lo and behold, 2 days later, Vivian can't go. Vivian having pain. She's in pain. She ain't feeling so good. Baby, we all got pain, right? So then he's changed the script into her mama got problems. Well, from far as I can tell, she's the caregiver of her mother. His mother's always had problems, right? Someone else could have stayed with mom for 3 days, correct? They do have family, but whatever. Those were his excuses. And I think there is some truth to Jay Wilson is an extreme coward. He is so scary because some youngsters over there with King Roman, or who was it? No, Lemon's group. They were already making subtle threats to him about tapping that ass, right? So he was already scary. He already started talking about how he's gonna hire an armed guard to follow him around, right? Like he Beyonce or some goddamn body, correct? But how you gonna hire armed guards, child, and you can't even pay for your plane ticket? He ain't got no extra money to pay for shit. Then he want to talk about, I went with my family. I went with the family reunion. I'm on vacation. Mm-hmm. Come back and the rent's due. That's the thing about the mortgages, Jay Wilson. Same thing with rent. It's due every month. They want that every month. And you done burn them out, girl, with all of these lapses in your payments and so forth, child. You ain't got no more rope to use up, Jay Wilson. So we'll have to look into that a little bit more. I haven't really watched YouTube today. Well, there was another trending story. Well, of course, Kamala is doing fabulous. Kamala Harris is going to be our next new president. When you sit Trump beside Kamala, you can see no matter how much she laughs, she is a serious woman, right? Donald Trump is a circus act, correct? All he wants to do is get on stage and insult people. That's his specialty. And these people, I won't call them all idiots. I don't know what all their motivation is. Mostly a lot of them are just racist people, right? Barack Obama got in, so they want the opposite of that, which will be racist as Donald Trump. I was just saying, but he's never been able to talk about policy or really do anything. All he talked about the first time was his stupid ass wall. Anybody heard anything about the wall lately? Even a mention? How many billions of dollars did they put on that silly ass idea? Didn't even slow the thing down. Matter of fact, they're coming across double now after you built your wall. Great, big, beautiful wall. Well, it was such a good idea. If it was your primary thing, that Donald Trump, shouldn't you be begging people to get back in office to finish the wall? No, because it was a dumb idea. It was stupid, right? But it's able for you to play on people's prejudice, right? They have made Latin people just the enemy of the United States. And another thing I got to say about particularly Mexico, I'm not familiar with all the other people seeking asylum, but Mexico is beautiful. They always want to paint it like all the Mexican people are so impoverished that they all want to come to the United States. And that is not true. We go there in droves to vacation, Cancun, all these resort places. And my ex-boss used to have a house there, a villa there, right? They got beautiful land and beautiful water. I mean, it ain't like everybody in Mexico is just trying to come here because we're so wonderful and they're so disgusting. Or I assume that he means that's a shithole country as well. So they go take pictures in Tijuana and find the worst parts, and that's how they present Mexico. It is not the truth, people. Mexico City is a major, major city. Right. His broke ass couldn't afford water from 7-Eleven for his Florida trade. Pitiful. Ain't nothing worse than an old queen who refused. I mean, he always talking about, I ain't paid nothing. I never buy nothing. They got to pay for their own meal. I say, well, girl, why would somebody be laying down with an old ass man if you ain't gonna do shit for him? You ain't gonna do nothing for nobody, right? You always talking about, who's this other woman he's ran into in Florida recently? Oh, I was gonna pay. I offered to pay. She paid for everything. She paid for everything. No, bitch. As a man, you were supposed to not allow her to pay. No. I got this. This is just a standard. People say, no, I got it. No, you immediately surrender and let this woman pay for your fat ass. Just like you had the Hottie Fly Monster, although she, considering her background, she used to paying for men. You let her pay for everything, or somebody else got to pay. Well, I'm sorry, honey. If I'm with an old bitch, she paying for everything. I'm sorry. If I'm a young person, oh no, honey. Ooh, you're kissing. Sweet as honey. Guess what? So is my money. Don't bring me your problems. Just bring it on home. Hey, baby, bring me all your cash. Listen, RASPECT. Ain't that right, Natasha? Old ass bitch like somebody gonna pay for his ass. Pitiful. Pick up the money. YSAP has a new black woman now on his team. Who is YSAP? Who is it? I don't know all these left. Are they eliminating you again, Goonies? Or are you doing it to yourself? Retracting you in T's. Who is YSAP? That's right, huh? We got to work it, huh? They used to call that working it, baby. Didn't it, Natasha? I never fuck with no old man because I don't want no bitch telling me what the fuck to do, period. That's it. I had several opportunities to have sugar daddies back in my day, baby. I was a dime piece in my mind. Several opportunities. No, it's cool. I like you. You're a nice guy, whatever. But I don't want to be kept by nobody, honey. Because he ain't going to keep nobody. If he's going to keep somebody, he wouldn't be walking around the empty-ass house by himself. Talking about he going to get the equity. No, the equity goes to pay off the other loan, Jay Wilson. The second mortgage. What else y'all think? I don't know. I rushed so much that I didn't even watch the Peoples before I came on here. What about? Okay, all right. We were already there. Come on, dime piece. Know your worth. I'm like Funky Dineva, honey. Funky Dineva to give me my money. Shit. He did seem a bit resentful, and I think that he does resent his decision because an hour a day is that shit. I don't give a goddamn, even if you're a millionaire. Why would you refuse another $250,000 for sitting down for an hour when you're going to do that anyway? Right? So things got out of hand, things got out of control. They probably didn't negotiate properly. They probably should have met in the middle somewhere. Okay, so we'll give you $11.50 instead of $12.50. Would that work? Kind of thing. That's why you need an attorney, a real estate attorney, not a real estate entertainment attorney. Somebody to speak for you. That's why Monique could never get nowhere, child. She dragging her husband around. Thank you. I didn't super chat. I didn't come here for a Jay Wilson video and rant. Is this a Jay Wilson video or rant? Baby, as long as I'm in the beef sector, there will be mention of other people in the beef sector. Otherwise, Goonies, I'm not in the beef sector, right? I'm just saying. Look at everybody's page, honey. That's all we do over here. So don't be ashamed of what we do. This is entertaining as well. We're more like a neighborhood, though, than a conglomerate. You lucky I ain't been over there yet. I'm telling you, every time I go over there, anywhere near that Wilson page, I can't help it. I said, look at this. Did this nigga really say that? This is it's irresistible. Content for everyone. Just by being a dumbass. Let me see what's going on here, child. Let me check my perimeter and see what the hell is going on, baby. Maddie, okay. Oh, that girl. What's her name? LaTanya Lickett. She's the one that used to be on Empire. No, on Greenleaf. Oh, Greenleaf. That's the other show I covered every episode of that. The one that played that mean girl who was working behind the scenes to destroy Mr. Greenleaf. Let me see. Oh, okay. Ness is all dolled up in the car. All right, honey. She's presenting. Okay, more political talk. So anyway, people, thank y'all for coming in on today. I'm gonna go over here and see what Sister Deanna. See, that's somebody who I wouldn't give a damn if she had one subscriber. That is someone I can listen to, and I actually enjoy their content. I know I'm going to enjoy that, so we'll see. If we get anything juicy, we'll come back. Okay, thank y'all for coming in. I'm doing the best I can. Try to heal, honey. Trying to get it right, baby. Okay, later, people.